Guys, what's going on? We are doing what's in the stall today. If you've seen my channel before, you know I've done a what's in the bag in 2024. This is my what's in the stall, what's in the bag per se, of 2025. Everything I'm using, equipment-wise, we're gonna go into detail. I have, you'll notice beside me, some sticks. I don't know if you can flash a little bit to those. We'll go through some stick stuff of currently what I'm using and a couple little nuggets that I do, whether it's with sticks, skates, or anything else. Let's jump on into it. If you're new here, my name is Perlini. I played in the NHL 2016, 2022, played for some really cool teams. Now I'm in Lausanne in Switzerland. Got some cool gear, guys. You're gonna see. Let's jump on into it.
He had no room to tuck the puck home. Turris took a shot from Alexiak, got it ahead for Perlini. He's got a trailer, Devin Shore, finds him Shore, back to Perlini. What type of goal! What a beautiful goal! Perlini gets it right back to Devin Shore. And the two hook up for a goal that makes it 4-0 Oilers.
A bit about Perlini, you talked about those numbers. 3 times in his career, 14 or more goals. And he's got a shooter's mentality. And it's the way he opened up the ice and give and go. Was totally in position for the return pass from Devin Shore.
All right, so first things first, I'm gonna kind of sit down here for it. We'll start from the ground up here, basically, of what's in the stall per se. So under here, I keep some backup skates and stuff. So currently these are the new True Catalyst. I blacked them out, but they're kind of my third pair in the rotation, if you will. I keep under here some visors that we'll get into here in a little bit, and a bunch of steels. Currently still using these ones right here, Fusion Steel. I use those in a game, but I have, as you'll see, currently these are my practice steel, these Pulse TIs. I like the heavier steel in practice, just something a bit different to, it's almost like wearing a weighted, like ankle weights or something like that. It makes me feel heavier, and then when I go back to the other ones, it makes me feel really light in the game and really enjoy that. So that's pretty much most of the stuff I keep under here. You know, you got your bag, which I've sort of went through in the what's in the bag video before. Different stuff, extra Jock, you know, extra, I keep one of those around, some lizard skins, extra bunga pads, screws and stuff, mouth guard. That's kind of all the stuff that I'll keep underneath. So you'll notice I have 2 pairs of socks here. So how they usually do it back home, everything every day goes into the wash. So you always throw a jersey, socks, everything basically into the wash. Over here, you have the option to get them washed or not. If you don't want to get them washed, then you don't throw them in. And every guy actually has pretty much like a dedicated pair of socks, if you will. These, funny enough, I didn't really know that at first. I was throwing my stuff in to get washed every day, and then I was like, where the heck are my socks? And they throw them in an area over there by the orange roller. If you can see the other pair of socks over there. So one guy told me, oh, you gotta do that over there. And then, so I realized this is currently number 96, his sock. I somehow ended up with one of his. I wear 86, but yeah, it's a little bit different to what I'm used to. So now I kind of like, if I want to get them washed, you know, throw them in. If not, you know, I just hang them there or whatnot. But I thought that was a cool little nugget that really, back home, we don't do everything you just chuck in every day. And here, you know, like I said, 96, that's supposed to be his sock. I currently have it right now, but every guy's got their own kind of dedicated pair. So back here, I keep my Jock. I'm a Shock Doctor guy. These have kind of, I don't know if Shock Doctor went out of business. I'm not really sure. But they couldn't get them. We couldn't get them in the NHL and American League anymore. So I actually went on Amazon and bought, like, I want to say 6 or 8 of these Jocks, and now I have those for a while. And the reason why, I don't know. I've used those since maybe 13 years old, 14. It's not really like superstition. It just feels comfortable. I know what I'm getting with that Jock, and I've tried like Bauer and stuff at CCM, and they don't feel like almost the same quality. But back here again, pants, You notice on these bad boys, yeah, you got logos at the back, logos front. These are a Bauer pair, so the team is sponsored by Bauer. I always wear, if I'm wearing a full pant, I wear an XL. I like it being longer. These are a nice pair actually. Like I like this back thing, it's nice. I always kind of tuck my shirt in, so that protects me pretty well. Yeah, nice comfy pair of pants. One thing about me, I like a long lace here in the front. It's just something, I don't know, I'll flash some pictures of like Ovechkin and guys like that, Fedorov, whatever. Like they always had a lace and I thought it always looked cool, so I always make sure like I have a lace on my pair of pants. I think it looks nice, like just coming down and stuff. And yeah, just my style, I always kind of like that. Keeps me like a kid, you know? You've seen my shoulder pads before. We've actually doctored them up a little bit more since you've seen them. The Velcro was like really bad. These are from 2014, still an old Reebok pair. Like they're really ripping up on me. Yeah, added some modifications here for cross checks, some ones at the back, you know, one on this side too. But yeah, the thing was kind of coming off there, so we had to do a little mod. The most recent thing though that you've probably seen, like this was once before here, but they added one here, is this thing opens up and they put a little chip in there, and it's they track, it's actually right over here. This thing right here, boom, grab that out of there. It's a little chip like this, goes in the shoulder pads like that, sits in there. And the team tracks everything. Like I couldn't even tell you because I don't know enough about the stuff and the technology, and I don't really get told anything. They just put it in there, and that's kind of it. I think it tracks, you know, sprints, time on ice, yeah, heart rate, all that, like just kind of all across the board of whatever you can think of, you know, stats tracking and all that kind of stuff these days. This is something new that I have here that haven't worn in a long time, 10 years, a neck guard. So this is, you have to wear neck guards over here after the guy in England there, obviously, you know, had his accident last year. Everyone's kind of cracking down on it. The AHL are wearing them and stuff. This one's actually pretty cool. It's really flimsy, which I like. I know like it's probably not the best thing to say, but it's just so hard to get used to. I felt like the thing was like choking me when I put it on. I tried a couple other ones that weren't great. But this one, it was really tight on my neck, so I got them to do a little custom job here. You'll see on the inside of that, this is where the original, I'll hold it like this, like right there is where the original Velcro stopped. Then they added one more piece, this middle piece, and I wore it in a game and I said, no guys, it's still not enough, you gotta add even one more. So now I can very lightly do it, and it's, you know, sits on my neck nice, but also it's not strangling me either, you know, because it's part and parcel. Like you still got to be able to play the game. You want to be safe out there, but you still like got to be able to play and stuff, because you know, you almost doing yourself more harm if I'm thinking about this and I'm, you know, looking around, then boom, you get smoked, right? So like you got to be comfortable out there. You'll see I have 3 boots currently on the ground there. I'm sort of flashing to the pop-up now. The ones on the far left with the steel in, I wear those during the games. This pair right here is my game pair. It's got a practice steel in there right now. I'll wear them the odd time in practice, maybe pre-game skate or something like that, but relatively just wear them in games, that's it. Try to keep them as fresh as possible. One fun fact for you. So when I first got here, played maybe 1-2 games, and if you notice, there's a little hole right here. It's a garbage. And anything that's here, I guess, gets swept up, and they consider it garbage, the cleaning staff, and they chuck it out. So I had insoles that I left on this white thing, like this, here. And I actually left them like for a week, every single day, and it was like fine. I didn't really know where else to put them. Thought up top, I'm like, I kind of wanted them to get a little more air, put them down below. Somebody threw them out. The cleaner came in, threw them out. I had the insoles for 6 years or something like that. And now going into this skate, into this true skate, I couldn't figure out what insoles to do. I actually played one game with no insoles in there. I tried with a certain pair of Bowers in there in the first period. I said, man, I can't do this. These are killing my feet. It didn't feel right, felt very rocky on the ground. So I played with no insoles. I have a really flat foot, so I want it to be like flat on the ground. It worked, but you know, you've got rivets poking into you and stuff. And so I'm like, we're gonna have to figure something out. So that's where these come in. So these are actually from Vivo Barefoot. Took them straight out of my shoe, cut them, if you can tell. I wanted a really flat looking insole, that was the other one, and cut it to make the mold, and they've been working great. So I'm really happy with that. Not very happy that they threw my insoles out that I had for 5-6 years. But you know, hey, everything happens for a reason. So now I'm rocking with these ones, and I put these in my other skates too. So something that I like to do, obviously I said these are my game pair. I'll show you why. I wear a practice pair. I'll go to the other ones now. I will point to them. But these are my other ones. I wear Mars blades in practice. So anyone who doesn't know about Mars blades, they have a little rocker thing here. So the steel actually moves up and down. I don't know, I just feel like it's pretty good. Like this is the same boot, it's just not blacked out. But actually this boot is a little bit different because this is a hard plastic. And that boot is the hard, like there's no give at all in that. That's like the carbon fiber stuff. This is the best one that I've probably had from True. They sent me these ones and I didn't like them, but now I just wear them in practice to get on with them. But yeah, these Mars blades have been great. Been wearing them in practice. I personally, I can't switch and wear them in a game. I'd love to wear them in a game, but it's the steel that makes the difference for me. I told you guys I wear those old Fusion steels. Nothing like them to me as far as like the glide and bite, and they just feel super, super light. I will show you one other thing I do with my skates. Secret of the pros here. I learned from, shout out to Dookie, Anthony Duclair. I just started doing this past year. So you put a little Velcro thing here, and I tuck my sock over, catches it. So you don't have to, the sock isn't slipping up on you every time. It just catches on that and it stays. So yeah, put that little Velcro at the back there, boys. You just go to like a Home Depot or something like that and get it, cut yourself a slip, boom. All good if you tuck the socks in the back. Third pair of Jets, these are, yeah, black these ones out. These are the new, yeah, 9X4. They just, everything about them, I just didn't feel as comfortable as the other ones. So that's why they're the third pair. I can wear them, but it's just, it feels like it's like almost a half a size or a size too small. It's really weird. So do the same thing. I like this tendon guard. They did that. They did a really nice job on that. Do the same thing on the back with these ones. But so again, the gloves. Two things about my gloves here. You'll notice two different pairs. So I don't wear two different pairs at the same time. Basically, when I came here, they gave me an option. Do you want these gloves, or they had three different pairs. These are like the Patrick Kane 4-rolled one. Everyone kind of knows that style. These are actually a 13-inch, which I've never worn 13s. Even when I was a kid, I wore like 14s. But these, I feel like they fit bigger, and the 13 felt nice. So I started wearing these at the start. I liked them and whatnot. And then I said, well, give me the other pair, which was, I think these are, I don't even know, the vapor kind or whatever. But I said, give me these. I'll try these at a 14 as well. And then just kind of recently in practice, I've been wearing these ones and seem to like it. Like there's no real difference to me on these. Usually, like if I have my choice, I like Warriors. Warriors kind of best as far as glove goes for me personally. I'm not a massive fan of the palm. I think the palm is very slippery on the Bauer ones. I wore them in Russia earlier this year, and then these ones here. I don't know, yeah, it just feels very thin and really slippery. Like on my sticks, I use a lot of like tactile kind of stuff of, you know, like you flip the tape backwards and rub it on there. And with these, it just feels like I need to cake the stick in that to really get it to hold in my hands. So, yeah, cool little nugget. Honestly, I don't think, like there would be nobody in the NHL, I don't think, who's like really doing that, where it's like to wear one pair of gloves and then a completely different pair of gloves the next day. You guys are usually like want to stay consistent with pairs, but these are really similar. Same palm on both, so that doesn't, I feel like the palm is a big difference for me. These bad boys, if you see my other video, you already kind of know about these, and Sergey in Detroit doing a little stitch job for me there. You know, putting some extra protection down low. You just get a couple pucks off the, you know, high ankle there and whatnot. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. All the pros, like when I was growing up and stuff, pros go no straps. So never went straps on my pads since I've been, honestly, 8 years old. Never wore straps. Cut the top bit too. I hate that bit when it like folds over, so I always cut that top bit. But yeah, I haven't changed these in 5 years. Got them in Detroit, 2019. Elbow pads. You guys know about these ones. Patrick Kane, Stamkos, those guys, Kucherov, I already showed you before. They all sewn this on there. Had to get the same thing. Protect the wrists, protect, you know, kind of upper area and whatnot, cross checks and stuff. These are kind of somewhat falling apart, but yeah, doing the trick still. Grab both of these bad boys and we'll flash them on screen, but we got the helmets. You'll notice two different visors on them. So currently, wear this visor during games, but we'll wear the tinted during the practice. Why do I do that? Well, I want to wear the tinted during the games, but in Switzerland, they don't let you do that. It's beyond, trust me, we've went down this road of like why it is. We've gotten doctors involved. I went to do concussion tests, this, that. Back home, you're allowed to wear whatever. Europe has different rules for whatever reason. You know, they want you to wear a neck guard, but they're worried about not being able to see your eyes with a tinted visor. To me, it's completely ridiculous. I think there's guys in the league who choose to wear a full shield bubble. One guy I know offhand is purposely wearing a full shield bubble, like not a half shield, a full one, and like, you know, for his protection because he don't want to get a puck to the face and jaw or whatever. Okay, but I can't wear a darker one because the LEDs and stuff in these bright rings hurt my eyes because I've had so many concussions. It's mind-blowing to me. I'm putting them on blast a little bit, and I don't care. I don't think it's right. I think they're not looking out for the player's safety. And I know personally I have friends in this league, around the league, who want to wear that visor as well, who they were told no as well. So I'm trying to be a big advocate for player safety and to get guys, you know, feeling their safest out there. And if I'm going out and I'm worried about lights in my eyes and stuff, it's like their argument was that, you know, oh, well, maybe you're still concussed. No. It's like wearing a pair of sunglasses and you're staring up into the sun, you know, they can help protect you. So for me, that's kind of a big thing right now. I can't wear that visor, which sucks, but I have the kind of PK Subban-esque one on there. You'll always notice me, even on the other one, is Marian Hossa style, where I like the curve in it. I just like a bigger set visor with a bit of curve. I don't know why, it suits my eye. It's cool. I got little 86 decals. You notice this thing on the back sticking off. So this is actually really cool. Head protection. So again, you know, it's kind of counteracts my point of the visor, really. But this is different. This is a team thing. So the team puts this on here. They put another little chip in here. You get a hit to the head during a game, they can tell the thing, like, can tell the whiplash at what percentage of, you know, the force that you got hit, if you would be concussed, if you wouldn't. All those kind of things. So it's really cool. I think you're going to see this, I'm pretty positive, soon. It's like pretty cutting edge technology. I think invented here in Switzerland. I won't be surprised to see it in the NHL come soon because, yeah, they can tell right on the computer screen. Boom. They see it. Yeah, this guy took contact to the head. At this pace, at this, it should be a concussion. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, that's it as far as the helmet goes. Obviously, I'm old school with the 4500 right now. I tried one like this at the start, which is more of that newer Willie Nylander style. Not a massive fan of that. I think helmets are like, you know, personal preference of if it fits your head properly. you know, that's what I advocate at least for. That one was like way too big and bobbing all around and stuff, so I went back to the older style model. Plus I always think it looks really good and whatnot on me. I've worn this a couple times in Detroit and Chicago before. Old school style padding in there. That thing you might not know, I put that in there. That's a little sweatband thing from keeping the sweat dripping down my face going in my eyes. So do that in both helmets as well. But that's about it, guys. The only other thing really, I mean, oh, how did I forget this one? We got to come on to sticks. Come on to the sticks next. So currently what I try to use, this is my brother's. You'll notice the name bar doesn't say Bubs, it says Perlini. My brother had some blue sinks, blue and gray ones left over. I took a few of them over here. This is the Jonathan Taze curve. Took that from Taser in Chicago. 2N Pro XL code, really good, really light. Love these ones. Got newer sticks, if you see in an episode before where I talked about shaving them down and stuff. So if you look really at the stick, you'll see a load of marks on it because I've literally taken the sander that we have up there in the top right corner of this, boom, grind that on there, whoosh, like that, bang, bang, because this thing weighs a ton. I'm not a massive fan of the ones that they had sent me this year for whatever reason, whether they're a bad batch or it's just maybe they got something wrong or the factory screwed up or whatever. They're really like heavy and clunky, and it's just not my thing. So I try to like shave the paint off to make it lighter, and then I actually spray paint it back, like very lightly spray, just to darken it back up a little bit on the bottom. But yeah, that's like you'll see if you get a good look all throughout there, just where that is, it's just like taking the paint fully off of that thing. So yeah, it's cool little one for you guys there. Same style of one. They said, yeah, we repainted it, 2N Pro XL as well. But I think I just got a bad batch or something. They're really heavy. They weren't very good, so I kept some of these ones around, these blue and these gray ones. Next one, this I'm also kind of going back and forth with too. It's all black, you can kind of tell. I tape it all black too, which I like. Shout out to Geppetto. Geppetto's done me up some of these Pro Stock sticks. I spray, he's got his little logo here, sorry Geppetto, but I spray it over to make it even all black. Really light, these are really nice. I wish I had more of them with me, but I don't. Same curve, everything, just all black. And yeah, kind of will go to these from time to time when I'm kind of feeling that. Now, the funniest one of all, I'm gonna grab both here. I have an old True 6.0. So you guys will laugh at probably how old that is. I still keep that, it's just a regular sacket curve. Tape it heel to toe. But check this out. Can you get that in the screen? Touching the roof. So I practice, see how much bigger that is. Practice with that, just in practice, pre-game skate, practices, whatever. Like I'll use that Jager length basically. I put a plug in, like this is where it's cut, it's the same length as mine, around like here, and then I'll put that plug in. Why I do that, first started doing it in Chicago when I was with the Blackhawks. I was kind of in and out of the lineup, you know, working on things, and I noticed like I always messed around with different sticks, so I had this in my head definitely before. So I shouldn't say it was the first time in Chicago, but the first time I went really long was in Chicago. And basically it's like, you know, it's like using different steels in practice and then in the game. So I'll use a heavier, this True stick is heavier, I'll use that, extended, even longer. So when I get in practice, my theory is I'm using a heavier, longer stick. If I can handle the puck and do these drills with this, once I go back to my other one, which at the end of practice I'll do, it feels like a mini stick, and I can move it around, I can put it boom, 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 and I can put it through your legs, whatever. Like you can do anything you want with it. So it's pretty amazing, really. I urge everyone out there, maybe not go this long, but definitely, we had this conversation, me and my brother the other day. If you don't have a certain feel for something, if your steel feels too big, go to an even bigger steel. Whatever you need to do, like to get a better feeling, exaggerate that feeling basically. So I want my stick to feel smaller, I want it to feel really good, so I use an extra long stick. You know, if I wanted my stick to feel extra long, I would use an extra short stick, and then when I switch back to the other one, it would feel longer, right? So I used to joke though, the boys in Chicago, they say like when I'd have to do bag skates if you weren't playing or whatever, it's quicker, longer to touch the boards. I don't have to reach as far, I can just go like this. So we always used to joke about that. But guys, that's the end of the episode. Got me here in the dressing room. We did a tour around. We did, obviously, what's in the locker. If you're new here, my name's Perlini. Hit that subscribe button, man. Where I'm giving away a free signed stick, free NHL signed stick from my career. Giving away to you guys once we hit 20K subscribers. Videos are getting better and better with music and stuff. Trying my best, guys. Just help me out with that subscribe button, baby. We'll see you later. We'll see you next time. Peace.